Hey guys, Nick here. Thanks for coming by. I wanted to talk today a little bit about how your diagnosis can become your identity. And what I mean by that is once I was diagnosed, I was oh my gosh, this is gonna be my entire life, from now on, from now until I die. I feel like a lot of times we label ourselves, whether it be, I have cirrhosis, or I'm bald, or I'm an alcoholic, or I'm smart, I'm dumb. I feel like that we label ourselves a lot, and especially when it comes to an illness that you might have, or something terminal that you're gonna have, forever. Like, say you're a diabetic, or something like that. It becomes part of who you are, and it has to be, because you have to maintain certain parts of yourself that others might not. And if you're anything like me, it can really. I didn't realize what kind of impact that it really had on me. For a while there, after I had, kind of beaten the deadline, shall we say, as to how long the doctors said that I was going to live. It became, a pride, type thing. But what ended up happening was that I began to resent the time out of my day that it would take. In the beginning, let's talk about medications, for example. In the beginning, Carrie maintained my medications because she's much more organized than I am. I'll do a separate video talking about medications later on, but Carrie would maintain, all my medications throughout the entire day. She would actually set them out for the entire week because I was on a 4 time a day rotation. I was taking like 16 different pills at one point, 4 different times a day. And half the time I didn't even know what I was taking. I trusted her to do it. But once I became able to maintain that, I realized, just how much time and how much effort all that takes. Not just setting them out, but making sure that that you have enough filled. Making sure, knowing when something needs to be filled, and you begin to become not resentful, but it's not just even a chore. It's something that you have to do. I mean, you can put off doing the dishes for a day, but with medications you can't. um, it also started to become, this ongoing spiral of, I can't, I have cirrhosis. Well, if you're cirrhosis, then you have to go into, yeah, it's because of alcohol. And then it becomes, even more and more explaining. And sometimes, you, the setting is, sometimes the setting's appropriate. I mean, if you're talking to close family members sometimes, or if you're talking to, your physician, for example. But if you're sick, like I'm not able to work right now, but if you have to call out to work, sometimes you can't just say, I have a stomach virus, or I have a stomach bug or something like that. And it can really start to mess with your psyche, at least with me. I really began to lose, who I was. I I would just look at myself as this sick person, or I would just look at, I'm walking death, for a while. Now I've been lucky in the sense that, I've I've made it to the 2 year mark, when I was supposed to make it anywhere from 30 to 90 days at most, back in the end of 2021. And I'm making this video not just to kind of vent, but to kind of encourage, not just to encourage you guys, but to encourage myself. We're so much more than, whatever disease or illness or defect that we might have. I don't even like calling them defects. I mean, even illness and I think illness, I have a cold, you take a pill, it goes away. If you have something, that's chronic, or something that's terminal, and it's not going to go away, it doesn't just have to be, it doesn't have to be the only thing that you are. I mean, it is it going to take certain things away from you? Yeah, hell yeah, it's going to. I'm dealing with some stuff right now that, like I'm having trouble walking. I mean, because my legs and my limbs just hurt. I mean, that's something that, is just a side effect of things that, I've done, whether it be trying to deal with the pain, or just the sheer fact of, the knee surgery that I had to have, from a car accident 6 months ago. So there's a lot of different things that can drag you down, not just physically but emotionally. I'm making this video to kind of give myself a pep talk too. And I thought I would bring you guys along with me, because it's something that I'm really, really struggling with. Because I used to be, the more, the go-getter type. I was always on my feet, I was always running around. And now, a lot of that's been slowed down. I can still be just as efficient, but I have to learn how to do it in different ways. And I guess that's the point of this whole video. So I'd really like to get your guys' input, on some things, that you try to do, to kind of keep yourself moving. Lastly, since I'm not working, after a lot of thought, I have submitted a request to YouTube to, monetize this channel. And that decision did not come lightly, because I didn't want to, uh, feel like I was exploiting, my situation. But after a lot of thought, I mean, I while my videos are not flashy, there's nothing really, big or special about them. A lot of thought goes into it, and I'm really putting myself out there in a lot of ways. And there are some sacrifices that come with it. So, I will ask you guys, I mean, the whole YouTube algorithm, to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and just continue to watch. I plan on being around, and making these videos as long as they're helpful to you guys. And more importantly, as long as they're helpful to me, because I need that. And I think that with people that I've met, whether it be online, in person, in hospitals and doctors' offices, wherever, encouragement is often hard to come by. True, legit encouragement. So that's what I'm asking. I love you guys, and I enjoy this kind of personal therapy. I've kind of created my own therapy, in addition to, seeing a therapist, outside of this, on my own. This is, talking to a screen and talking to you guys is very much, therapeutic for me, like I say all the time. So, um, that's kind of all I've got for right now. But down in the description box is, as always, the link to my Facebook group for cirrhosis specifically. There's some great conversations that are going on, as we speak. There's, a message board, using the messenger features. So if you want to click that link, agree to the group rules, go ahead and click it. You're in. Again, a lot of good information there, a lot of really good people. So thanks for spending some time with me. I'm glad to be back. I appreciate everybody that stuck with me during my little hiatus. But I hope you guys have a great day. And we're coming up on the new year, so let's make 2024 a good one, and be there for each other as always. Try to be the difference in someone's day to day. Thanks.